And we are live. Welcome back. Day 8 of drafting the big board on Underdog Fantasy. I'm Jiri, and we are in a draft already. Looks like we got pick 3. It's pretty wild how fast this is filling, honestly. I just saw it is 12% full, and there's been over 27,000 people that have drafted already. And the tournament has been open for a week. That's pretty insane. We're all just a bunch of degenerates. That being said, let's get on with this degeneracy. I would like to get some Jahmyr Gibbs right here. Clearly a Lions fan. And drafting these running backs early feels good. We won't get the opportunity here. Puka, Jamar Chase, both feel like good bets. I'm just going to go with Puka right here. Yeah, I like the running backs early just because I feel like there's better bets at receiver later in the drafts, and there's a lot of uncertainty at running back when it is February. I'm trying to see if there's any names I recognize here. This name FK Coolers looks familiar. This name Fully Loaded looks familiar. That one just looked familiar because I'm used to being called stupid. But yeah, we're here for another draft. Doing it every day. Sometimes I don't really know what to talk about drafting by myself, but we'll see what comes up. Achane at 10, not a pick I really like. I am not a fan of the Dolphins this year. With a new head coach, a new offensive coordinator. I'm not sure if their defensive coordinator is the same or not, but being a Lions fan, I learned last year that changes at the coordinators and coaching staff in general, it matters. It makes a difference. There is an adjustment period for sure. And I'm sure Achane is just going to get fed going into a contract year as well. But his guru, Mike McDaniel, is gone off to the Chargers. And I just think they suck. Like, honestly, their defense, pretty bad. Tyreek Hill, don't know if he's ever going to play again. Most likely not for the Dolphins, but even in general, who knows? Waddle, inconsistent, gets injured. So that offense of a whole just does not feel good to me. And it matters having a good offense, having a good team for best ball, even if the player is talented. Having pieces around them that are talented as well makes a difference. Brock Bowers feels like the best pick to me on the board right here. And he goes. So we were saying we want running backs. Derrick Henry's a hard click. Chase Brown's not my favorite click. Let's go with Chase Brown though, I guess. I'll take the youth over Derrick Henry. Rashee Rice goes. Talent is there, but legal situation, another one, makes things a little questionable for me. I might double down at running back here. George Pickens is off the board, which is the only receiver I would really consider. And then we're looking at Josh Jacobs or Bucky Irving. Josh Jacobs, probably more steady, less injury risk. Bucky Irving, higher ceiling. I'm just going to be a little boring and get Josh Jacobs right here. Kind of fell off towards the end of last year, getting banged up and another year older, but he's going to get touchdowns. He can catch the ball out of the backfield sometimes, even though he doesn't really get receiving touchdowns. But when we start with our anchor receiver in Puka Nakua, getting 2 running backs here feels fine. I'm a big Chase Brown fan. I drafted 64% of him 2 years ago when he was going in, like, the 10th round and completely broke out. However, he was, like, almost splitting the carries with Samaje Perine. So, clearly, they don't wanna use him as a bell cow, but if Joe Burrow stays healthy, he's gonna get volume, he's gonna get receiving work, and that's good in best ball. He's also on a talented team as compared to Devon Achane, who is not. So, more opportunity for touchdowns, more opportunity for big plays and longer drives, which means more opportunity for points in general. Not saying necessarily Chase Brown is a better pick than Achane, but this situation is better aside from the splitting carries. Contract year as well, though. Always motivating. Devontae Adams in the 4th round does not feel good to me. Another year older and had some soft tissue injuries this past year, which may just linger. Sipping on some coffee today in my lovely Lions mug. Garrett Wilson feels good in the 4th round. Kind of proved that he's quarterback proof last year. Definitely feels like a better pick to me than Devontae Adams. There goes Devonta Smith. Scattaboo, no thank you. I can't do Scattaboo, man. Not in the 4th round. I might take him in like the 6th, 7th round. Fuck, I said it. Dang it. Who do I want here? I don't know if I want to force a receiver. Let's go with Lamar Jackson, just pure talent. Our only receiver right now is Puka Nakua, who doesn't have the best stacking quarterback in Matthew Stafford, even though he had a phenomenal year. I don't necessarily love where he is going in drafts around like the 90s. I'd rather just get Lamar Jackson at the end of the 4th round, who will almost certainly, if he stays healthy, have a better season than last year, which is all we can ask for. There goes Burden and Igbuka. Igbuka feels like good value too. Going to be looking at another receiver here. I don't like Harvey that much. I've drafted him out of desperation sometimes. Judkins feels like a pretty terrible pick. Terry McLaurin can have a bounce back year as well. I might just do that. I haven't drafted a lot of Terry McLaurin. And as our second wide receiver, that feels fine. We'll get Terry. He can get big plays. Hopefully he stays healthy. Terry, like stacking him with Jaden Daniels in the next round feels like one of the best values in the draft. I haven't really gotten to click Jaden Daniels that much. I might just take him though if he falls back to us because why not? Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, just 2 elite ceilings. Could also be a little risky based on injury and how high we're drafting them and possible inconsistencies. But both you would expect to have a bounce back year. And it's fucking February. We can have a little fun. We'll see. We'll see if he comes back to us, see what gets to us. Might also just take 2 receivers with our next 2 picks. Get one of the Jacksonville guys possibly in Brian Thomas or Parker Washington. Parker Washington really just showed to be one of Trevor Lawrence's most trusted receiving options down the stretch. And a third-year breakout feels good. Going into a contract year feels good. Clearly gotten better every year and really broke out towards the end of last year and had a great playoff run as well. Even though they lost that game, he balled out. Who knows what's going to happen with Travis Hunter? The Jacksonville Jaguars might have one of the most uncertain receiver situations in the league this year. The Bears also do as well, but both are talented. Bears are just expensive, though. I was high on the Bears last year. Being a Lions fan and them getting Ben Johnson kind of felt just obvious to me. But now look how expensive they are. Colson Loveland, pick 37. Luther Burden, pick 47. Roma Dunze, pick 59. That's expensive. DeAndre Swift goes, pick 63 to Mike Evans. I wonder if he's going to be back on the Bucks or not. Some reports that he wants out. Okay, this makes me happier that I drafted Lamar Jackson now. That Jaden Daniels goes at pick 66. Even unstacked, that's just a great pick. I'll take DK with my next pick, probably. And then hope Parker Washington comes back to me. But DK, he can get long touchdowns. He can get big plays. I kind of expect Aaron Rodgers to return now that Mike McCarthy is coaching the team. And they have a familiar offensive line coach, I believe, as well. Aaron Rodgers is just a competitor, you know. If he can play, he's probably going to want to play. If he thinks there's a chance that they can win. Justin Herbert goes. Some of these quarterbacks are so expensive, man. We definitely expect them to drop as the season progresses. We see that happen year after year. I think this is my 5th year playing best ball now. Maybe my 4th year. One or the other. See, Dak Prescott, like, that's so expensive. We'll take Parker Washington. I liked how this team's starting out. Lamar Jackson, Chase Brown, Josh Jacobs, Puka Nakua, Terry McLaurin, DK Metcalf, Parker Washington. So we got young guys in Puka and Washington and some old vets in Terry and DK. Good balance. Young guy in Chase Brown, old guy in Josh Jacobs as well at running back. Stephon Diggs, that's going to be a no for me this year, but like he exceeded expectations last year, being that he was coming off an ACL, but he's another year older, not really getting explosive plays. He is a team leader, locker room guy from what we've heard in New England, but as far as best ball goes, not for me. I think a lot of the New England guys are probably going to be pretty overdrafted. Like Drake May in the 5th round, I will not be drafting. That is way too expensive. He does run the ball, but not really by design, more so scrambles. And I would assume his schedule is going to be much, much harder next year, being that they finished first in their division. And he has played some of the toughest defenses in this playoff stretch against Denver, against Houston, and Chargers defense is nothing to slouch at either. But kind of showed in his play. He had some of his worst outings. He had like 80 yards passing against Denver. And now, granted, they do have the best pass defense, one of them in the league. And it'll be interesting to see how he plays against Seattle in the Super Bowl, who has another elite defense. So they still did make it all the way to the Super Bowl, but not necessarily on Drake May's arm all that much. Kyle Pitts, we've seen fall as these drafts started. I want to say Kyle Pitts was going in like the 4th round when this first opened. which I thought was absolutely insane. So it's nice to see that he is falling and reflecting that belief. I'm probably going to draft another receiver here because I think there's a big teardrop after some of these guys. We can double down on Jacksonville. Never mind. Um, you know what? I'm gonna go Blake Corum first, actually. I'm gonna go Blake Corum first to get some Rams correlation with Puka, and then get one of these receivers most likely. Michael Pittman feels fine. Could get traded, could get cut. DJ Moore, same thing. They're kind of in the same boat. See why they're going here. Worthy going into his third season, you would expect him to be better. He got injured like one of the first snaps of the season last year. And the Chiefs' offense as a whole was just kind of a dumpster fire. See who comes back to us. Pittman, DJ Moore, Worthy. We'll get one of them. We don't have a tight end yet, but I don't feel like I need to force one here. I'd rather get another receiver first. Tyler Algier and Chuba Hubbard go. So, Worthy, DJ Moore, Pittman. I'm not going to get Pittman. DJ Moore or Xavier Worthy. It's tough. Let's just go DJ Moore. He's been doing it for longer, more consistent. He might just end up on a different team, would be my guess, and could be higher in the depth chart than he was in Chicago. Xavier Worthy just has some more question marks with his injury potential and talent even. A little more competition too. Now, that being said, I'd rather have all those guys over Jaden Reed. Jaden Reed, I was pretty big on last year, actually, before he got injured in the draft cycle. And I liked him a lot more than Matthew Golden, which was not a popular perspective to have, but seemed to be the right one. And I feel like Jaden Reed may have actually gotten more fantasy points than Matthew Golden, even though he got hurt. 55.5. Reed. No, just 2. 39. Okay, close enough though. Reed missed like almost the entire year with injuries and still almost got more points than Matthew Golden. He did get more touchdowns. That's for sure. I have these running backs queued up because I like their value right here. JCM doesn't feel bad either. Could look at another tight end too on the way back. Brenton Strange feels a little expensive for what he is, but also isn't bad. There is a lot of target competition in Jacksonville, though. I don't think I can draft George Kittle this year, unfortunately. Just don't know if I can do it. I would like Woody Marks. I think he's just a good value. JCM has upside. Might even just draft both of them and have 5 running backs and then stack up tight ends later even. Because I do like the tight ends down the board more than the running backs down the board. So if JCM's there, I'll probably take him. Jonah Coleman, I have no idea who this guy is yet. So I'm either going to grab, I like Jaden Higgins' value too, and Casey Concepcion's good value. Explosive rookie. But I think Ja'Cory Crossy-Merritt would probably be the pick. Again, more correlation with Washington there. I'm sure he'll have a role next year. I doubt he's going to be the sole RB1 because it seems like Washington's not interested in doing that. but feels like good value. Let's do it. I was saying I like getting the running backs earlier in these drafts, and I'm not sure if I've had a start like this yet. So feels good to me. We got Lamar Jackson as our quarterback, Chase Brown, Josh Jacobs, Blake Corum, Woody Marks, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt as our running backs. We could even stop at 5 there, which I very well might do, unless I want to just get like a 6 with one of my last like 3 or 4 picks. Maybe shoot for like rookie upside, but feels like a good running back room. Puka, Terry McLaurin, DK Metcalf, Parker Washington, DJ Moore. Feels like a good receiver room too. Don't have any rookies on the team yet, but feels good. Feels solid. Jake Ferguson goes. I would be looking at another tight end or a tight end. Hunter Henry feels like fine value, I guess. Mark Andrews, like, sure he stacks with Lamar Jackson and they're buddies, but why did they resign him instead of Isaiah Likely? Like, seriously. That just feels like a poor decision to me. We are going to need another quarterback on this team as well. Most likely just 2. Juwan Johnson's good value. Cam Ward, you would expect to be better than last year. If Casey Concepcion falls back to us, I'm just going to have to draft him. And I shouldn't have opened my mouth. FK Coolers. You got him. Yeah, I definitely need tight end. Need a backup quarterback. These receivers are nice in this range too. Like Rashid Shaheed feels good. Josh Downs feels good. Jalen McMillan feels good. But I might be forced to take a Cam Ward here and then backstack him. And he's got tight end backstacks available as well. I would take the rookie Kenyon Sadiq though first. Oh, don't get to get Cam Ward. Okay. Keyshawn Boutte falling all the way down here. I might just have to draft him. No, I need the tight end first. We'll take the tight end. Malik Willis, he's not even on a team yet, man. Like, yeah, he can be a starting quarterback, but he's not even on a team yet. Since we have DK Metcalf, we can also take the chance that Aaron Rodgers comes back and draft him with one of our last couple picks. There goes Mark Andrews. So Hunter Henry, Juwan Johnson, Keyshawn Boutte at 147. Like, he's going to get long touchdowns. But I definitely see them adding more competition in New England in the offseason or in the draft or both. And I would kind of rather have Juwan Johnson over Hunter Henry, to be honest. I think Juwan Johnson's just more athletic, more explosive, and can have bigger games than Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry kind of needs like 2 touchdowns and a couple lucky long passes to really hit your lineup. And I think is going to have more games towards 0 points than Juwan Johnson. Lamar Jackson, Chase Brown, Josh Jacobs, Blake Corum, Woody Marks, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, Puka Nacua, Terry McLaurin, DK Metcalf, Parker Washington, DJ Moore, Kenyon Sadiq, Juwan Johnson. Keyshawn Boutte in the 150s feels fine. He was going around like pick 100 to start the contest, I believe. Alvin Kamara, no can do. I don't think so, man. Josh Downs at 154 feels really nice, especially if either one of Alec Pierce or Michael Pittman is not on the team next year. Josh Downs is also dealing with some injuries and was someone that was getting hyped up a lot by particular people last year, being that he was going into his third year, expecting a breakout and all that. AJ Barner feels like a fine pick as well. Isaiah Likely, in the chance that he comes back to Baltimore, we can draft him. Do we really need a third tight end right now, though? I don't know. I'd rather get another quarterback. Quarterback gets thin, man. Damn. These guys get thin later on. We don't have anyone stacked with Lamar Jackson, but we don't necessarily need to. I might even just go with another running back here. If Jordan Mason's there, might just be the pick. Tank Dell feels like a fine dart throw as well. There goes Barner. Jordan Mason goes. Adonai Mitchell or Tank Dell. Sure. Let's just go 80 Mitchell. Why not? Why not? I don't think I've drafted him yet. When he got traded to the Jets, he was getting used, getting targets. So we'll pick him up. Do I just force myself to take a quarterback here like JJ McCarthy, who's probably just going to be starting? I don't really want to. Kind of back myself into a corner here. I guess I just need a quarterback. Maybe I would have taken another quarterback earlier. Maybe I should have. That's okay. We'll learn. In the one Best Ball Mania finals team that I had, not this past year, but the year before, my quarterback room was Lamar Jackson and JJ McCarthy. I had drafted JJ McCarthy before he tore his ACL. So Lamar Jackson was my solo quarterback and still made it all the way to the finals. Clearly did not win, but I think we finished in like the top half, top 150 maybe. Really got a strong running back room. However, yeah, I think this team started stronger than it's finishing. Don't have any stacks with our quarterbacks yet, which doesn't feel great. I would take Isaiah Likely if he's there. Could get TJ Hawkinson, even though I hate TJ Hawkinson. Hate's a strong word. Strong dislike for Mr. Hawk. Where did I draft JCM? Who could I have had instead of him? Yeah, there's not really like a lot of great quarterbacks that were left in this range. Maybe I could have drafted Baker over Woody Marks, then got one of them that came back to me, and then got Jalen McMillan instead of this guy getting Jalen McMillan. Who knows? Whatever. It's February. Maybe I should have just held off on JJ McCarthy too. I went with Jacoby Brissett. Oh, nope. Wouldn't have had him either. Let's just go with the tight end. Let's go with Terrence Ferguson. High upside. Colby Parkinson. I don't know what his contract is like, but I would expect him to be back on the Rams. However, Terrence Ferguson just has a higher ceiling. Get some more Rams correlation. They're a good team. Doesn't hurt. Okay. Who are we looking at here? Maybe I just get Keaton Mitchell, get a sixth running back. Sure. Why not? Why not Keaton Mitchell? Probably going to look to get Aaron Rodgers as my very last pick. He's gone up a little bit, 231 now, ADP. So maybe I'll get him in the 19th round just to solidify that. Receiver, we're going to be done at tight end and done at running back. It's going to be looking like a 3-6-8-3. I just don't like JJ McCarthy as my only other quarterback. This draft is going pretty fast too, so might just do another one after. Can get Rashad Bateman as someone who can stack with Lamar. Jalen Naylor stacks with JJ McCarthy. Just add some guys in the queue. Christian Kirk just feels like good value. Jalen Noel, good value. Darnell Mooney fell off a cliff last year. Still not the worst pick, though. Shadur. When we don't have any Browns, it just feels pretty terrible. I cannot believe he made the Pro Bowl. Who would I be looking at here? Rashad Bateman was just so bad last year. I think I might go with a vet in Christian Kirk. Marvin Mims doesn't feel that terrible either. He's going to have his little role. There goes Bell. I don't really care about the receivers that much, so I'm just going to draft Aaron Rodgers first because I would care more if he got taken. Gosh, these options are so gross. Like, there's guys that are going to get points, but trying to, like, pick between them just feels pretty nasty. Let's just get some stack. Let's get Jalen Naylor. I don't even know if he's going to be on the team next year. He might be a free agent, but fuck it. Let's see. Jalen Naylor contract. Concludes after the 2025 season. So he's an unrestricted free agent. So drafting him there kind of makes no sense. Wish I did my research first. Whatever. And with our last pick, like I probably will just go with one of the guys queued up. I do want to do another draft too. I wish I could just pause the stream, take like a 5-minute break, and then come back. No one's watching though, so I might just end it and then do it again. Rashad Bateman goes. Christian Kirk, only guy left in our queue. Christian Kirk feels fine. Round 20. Devontae Walker, also random pick. 6 catches, 3 touchdowns. Pretty hilarious. Hey man, if he gets 30 catches, he's gonna have 15 touchdowns. It's just how it works. It's how it's gonna scale. Makes sense, right? I think so. Oh, we froze a little bit. Christian Kirk got taken. Sure, fuck it. We'll get Devontae Walker. Why not? Just get a little backup in our queue in case we freeze again. Yeah, this team doesn't feel great. Jalen Naylor was a bad pick. Kind of fell off towards the end, but whatever. Let's join another draft. And we are waiting for 11 people. 10. I'm going to get a little more coffee. Oh. It's hot. Quick wardrobe change. It's pretty warm in here right now. Had the oven going earlier. Cooking that bacon. I need to title that last draft. See, I've done 8 big boards so far. This is number 9. It is February 1st. 2:31 p.m. Streamed draft. Should definitely check some more of these contracts before I draft players like Jalen Naylor. Lesson learned. Done 4 little boards so far too. Did 1 this morning. Oh, I said 9. Wait, what? Oh yeah. 8, not 9. Our draft room is probably full, by the way, so I should get back there. 2, 1, pick 4. Okay. Bijan, Puka. We'll take Gibbs or Chase, whoever comes to us. JSN. Okay, we'll take Gibbs. Start off with a running back. Although Jamar Chase probably going to go ahead of him when it comes to the 18-round drafts and the big board. Or sorry, Best Ball Mania. But I like getting these running backs early in the big board. Wonka, I believe, was in our last draft. I don't recognize any other names. CMC is just going to be a hard click for me this year. Going to have to mix him in a bit because he's a game changer when healthy. But another year older, has extensive injury history, of course. Drake Glennon, Malik Neighbors at the turn. That's a unique start because both of them go mostly in the second round. Gene T feels like a good pick to me in the second round. Should definitely be in a better offensive situation than he was this past year. Better quarterback. I'm sure they're going to try and improve their offensive line. Trey McBride goes. Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson is just tough, man. Like, obviously uber talented, but plays on the Vikings and has J.J. McCarthy throwing him the ball. Most likely. See who comes back to us. Bowers feels good to me. Bowers in the second round feels good. Nico Collins feels good. Yeah, let's take Bowers. Everything we said for Gene T applies to Bowers as well. Gibbs, Bowers, feels like a good start to me. Brees Hall in the second round feels rich. He is a free agent. Could just end up getting franchise tagged by the Jets, considering they didn't trade him last year. I would kind of expect him to be back on the Jets. I would love for Nico Collins to fall back to me. That would be a phenomenal feeling start. Come on, give him to me, man. Give me Nico. Come on. Give him to me. Give me Nico Collins. Let's go. Okay. This is a very nice start. Jahmyr Gibbs, Nico Collins, and Brock Bowers feels great. Feels great. If Nico Collins didn't go, I might have just taken AJ Brown just for talent. This guy starts St. Brown, Pickens, and AJ Brown. Great receivers. See how he follows up with his running back picks later. Mm-hmm. Garrett Wilson, Zay Flowers. That's a little expensive for Zay Flowers. I would much rather have Ladd and JMO ahead of him. Kind of a toss-up between Zay Flowers and Devonta Smith. They're in fairly similar situations. There goes Smith. Who would I want here? Who would I want here? This is tough. This is tough. I have Brock Bowers, so I'm not drafting Colson Loveland. Let's just take Ibuka. He was good before he got injured last year. Going into his second year, I'm sure he'll get better. We'll take him. And I'm probably going to follow up with another receiver. Luther Burden just feels so expensive to me. Like, that feels so expensive. Drafted Lamar Jackson in our last draft. Might go with Terry McLaurin and try and get Jaden Daniels to fall back to us. Um, hmm. I don't like Judkins. There goes Lamar, so we don't have to be tempted. Yeah, let's go Terry. We'll take Terry McLaurin, and then I would really love for Jaden Daniels to fall back to us. We're going to need him to fall a couple spots. We're picking at 69. Nice. He is 66.7. Mm-hmm. Just replying to the message right now. No one's watching anyways, so if anyone happens to be watching this replay and has made it this far, just skip ahead a minute to avoid the silence. Drake May at pick 60 feels a little better, but still expensive. If we don't get Jaden Daniels, I'm probably just going to be getting more receivers here and then try and get running backs with our next few picks in that pocket. But I would really love Jaden Daniels. Roma Dunze is falling in this draft. Jaden Daniels and Joe Burrow, they get taken from us. Wow, a lot of talent got taken from us. I'm gonna take Parker Washington first. Hmm. Who else do I want to take? Like, I have no stacking options available at quarterback. A naked Jalen Hurts feels totally fine to me too. I'm probably just gonna take a naked Jalen Hurts because he feels like the best pick on the board for me. Let's see what this guy does. Mm-hmm. Caleb Williams falls, but even at pick 71 feels expensive. Like, these ADPs are going to change so much as the big board goes on. Still only been open for a week. Yeah, I think Jalen Hurts will just be the pick. Ricky Pearsall feels nice too. Maybe we could get him and try and get Brock Purdy on the way back. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do that. Let's do that. Then I might go with a Brock Purdy. We can get Brock Purdy probably at pick 100 too. So ADP is 103, and I don't think anyone has any 49ers inside of us. Pause. This guy went with a naked Jaden Daniels and naked Jalen Hurts. I guess he has Hurts stacked up with Barkley, but they don't necessarily correlate. They kind of just steal touchdowns from each other. Saquon catches some occasional balls, but pause. If Trevor comes back to me, I would take him. I wouldn't really expect that, but you never know. Baker goes all the way at 87. Okay, that foils our plan a little bit. However, we still have other quarterback options. Yeah, I would have liked Baker Mayfield. I wasn't even going to take with my next pick. I would have waited until like 120, but don't even get the chance at that now. Probably got to go with a second running back. Like Blake Corum. I keep clicking Blake Corum, but just feels like one of the best values on the board to me. And all these guys have at least one quarterback, so I don't necessarily expect them. It's not my turn to pick. Did we freeze? Let's hit a little refresh here. Okay, we got Blake Corum. Like, I've gotten a lot of Blake Corum, but he just feels like a good value. Kind of that David Montgomery role. Saw him clear. Oh, fuck you, man. Why'd you take him? Why? Who do you have with him? Oh, fuck. I guess you have Juwan Jennings. Okay, I should have taken him. Fuck. Dang it. Okay, now we got to recalibrate a bit. I don't have a quarterback yet. And I don't really have any stacking options available anymore. Except for Mendoza. I could just get Goff, who correlates with Gibbs. Gibbs gets the ball out of the backfield. Dang, I wish I'd just drafted Purdy first. We'll get Goff or Bo Nix. One or the other. Are we freezing again? What's going on, man? We got Goff. Not the best correlation, not the best pick. Doesn't really have backstacking options except for Isaac Tesla. Kind of wish I went with Purdy first. Oh well. Sometimes it might just be the blessing that we need, you know? Maybe the draft gods have a mind of their own. That's how I'm going to perceive that. I think I'm going to have to take Mendoza, not with my next pick, but the pick after, because quarterbacks just seem to be going. So probably going to have to reach for him at 124, even though his ADP is 140 and we have pick 141. We've just seen quarterbacks go early. And we're probably going to take a running back with our next pick as well. Tyler Shug doesn't feel bad either. And he has backstacking options available. I might try and push Mendoza, actually. Get Shug first. Wow, these running backs are falling, man. I think I am just going to draft the quarterback first and see who comes back to me. Learn our lesson from last time. And watch this time, we're probably not going to get anyone coming back. Kincaid falling all the way to 117 would feel good, and then we can easily stop at 2 tight ends. Well, we have Brock Bowers, so we're going to stop at 2 tight ends anyways. Man, I want to draft David Montgomery here so bad, but I'm going to stay disciplined. We'll get Suge Knight. And I want one of these running backs. Probably in that order, too. I don't know if David Montgomery is going to be on the Lions next year. The way Brad Holmes was talking in the end of season press conference made it quite ambiguous sounding. But I would love to have him back in the locker room. Great culture guy. Fans love him. And he's just a great player. I had no problem having him and Gibbs on the same team. There he goes. Casey Concepcion is also an interesting pick, but I'm going to go Woody Marks. Woody Marks just feels like a great value pick to me. And I Don't really know why he's falling more and more. Can see Houston drafting another running back or getting one in free agency. Maybe he just like left a bad taste in people's mouth with how he played against the Patriots, but the Patriots also have, I think, one of the best, if not the best, run defense in the league this past season. And he had games where he got like 20 carries. So getting him in the 11th round feels like a smash to me, whether he's a starting running back or a 1B. Mendoza, I would like him. I also really like Trey Tucker as a later round receiver. So getting another stack that way would feel good. Juwan Johnson is a tight end that I'm probably going to be looking at in the 15th round or 13th round, sorry, to stack up with Tyler Shug. They showed good chemistry. Juwan Johnson, athletic. Pretty sure he signed an extension recently too. So these are the guys I'm going to be going for with my next pick. Sam Darnold's a good value, pick 134. Oh, we also got some team correlation with Woody Marks and Nico Collins, so that doesn't feel too bad. Travis Hunter, maybe one of the biggest question marks. There's a lot of question marks in this range, really. Brandon Ayuk, who knows what's happening with him? Tyreek Hill, who knows? Josh Downs feels like a good value. McMillan feels like a good value to me. Romeo Dobbs, don't know what team he's going to end up on. Feels like a Jet, if not Packer, to me personally. And we get sniped on Mendoza. Um, uh, I'm just going to take Juwan Johnson first, even though he's probably coming back to me. Like ADP doesn't really matter here, and I'm not too picky. I'm probably going to take CJ Stroud with my next pick just to get a third quarterback. And we have two Houston pieces already. We don't really have another stacking option at quarterback. And we can just draft like 9 receivers if we want to. Because we're done at tight end. Might look at like a 3-6-9-2. Rashid Shaheed, great value. Yeah, I think I'll just go with Stroud if he comes back to us. Bryce Young is probably a better pick. Probably gets more fantasy points, but we have the stack. Maybe he bounces back. So we'll take him and be done at quarterback. Quarterback room doesn't feel great, but we have some stacks that are a little unique, I guess. Tight end room feels good. Need more receivers, need more running backs. And that's all we're going to be drafting with the rest of our picks. 3 more running backs, 4 more receivers, most likely. Isaac Tesla, we might look to draft. Trey Tucker feels good to me. Aaron Jones, Sean Tucker. So much ambiguity at running backs with these picks. Probably going to push receiver and look to draft 2 running backs with our next picks. The running backs here feel a little better than later on. Katrin Allen, no clue who you are, but falling 20 picks past ADP, even though ADP doesn't mean anything at this point in the draft cycle, I would take him. Or some Rashad White, Nicholas Singleton. Yeah, I think I'll go with 2 running backs here. I still want to get a share of Tank Dell just because he has upside. We'll go with the rookie. But we have Nico Collins on this team and Woody Marks, so I don't really want to get too many Houston Texans because their offense is kind of ass. Nicholas Singleton, more upside. Rashad White, more floor. Who knows what team Rashad White's going to be on this next year, but he catches the ball. And I'd probably lean Rashad White on this team. Although, I don't know. Let's just get another rookie. Why not? Rookie upside. Tank that would be cool if he falls all the way back to us. Unlikely, though. I'll still draft Trey Tucker. Team is looking like Jared Goff, Tyler Shuggs, CJ Stroud. At running back, we have Jahmyr Gibbs, Blake Corum, Woody Marks, Katrin Allen, and Nicholas Singleton. At wide receiver, we have Nico Collins and Mecca Ibuka, Terry McLaurin, Parker Washington, Ricky Pearsall. Tight end, we have Brock Bowers and Juwan Johnson. Feels fine. Feels pretty decent. Not the sexiest team, but can get the job done. For sure. Shimmery DK feels good too. Showed flashes as a rookie. Trey Harris. Good situation. We're going to need one more running back too. Probably would have drafted Vidal if he came all the way back to us. Not really expecting Trey Tucker to come back. I like Almanar feels good too. Oops, I did not want to unstar Trey Tucker, but he gets taken anyways. Okay. Decision was made for us. Keon Coleman got disrespected so hard, man. Kind of feel bad for him. I can't do Joe Mixon. I don't think he's going to play again. I might just take my running back first and then just slam receivers with my last 4 picks. We'll take Brian Robinson. I'm sure he's going to get some games. He's going to contribute a bit, so that's fine. Then we're just going to draft straight receivers with our last picks. Alec Almanor, Trey Harris, Keon Coleman. These guys are young. They have upside. Trey Harris gets taken. Torrey Horton feels good too. Like he was playing well before he got hurt. 13 catches, 5 touchdowns. Let's take Torrey Horton first. Yeah, I'm just gonna slam receivers to end this off, which feels fine. Like out of all the positions late in the draft, I think receiver is probably the deepest with guys that are just gonna get some points and see the field. Like quarterback's pretty dead and ambiguous. Running backs, like who the heck knows? But there's some receivers. And like Jalen Noel, Christian Kirk. I expect Christian Kirk to be on a different team next year. Jalen Noel can be a good value, especially when we have CJ Stroud. Darnell Mooney sucked last year, but was also dealing with some injuries. Maybe he can be a little better next year. Cooper Kupp, I kind of would expect to retire if he wins the Super Bowl. Malik Washington can get some points. Xavier Legette was so disappointing. Dontavian Wicks, probably going to have some games, but who knows? Mac Hollins, I'm sure he just gets some spike weeks. Brandon Cooks, kind of just the ageless wonder. Andre Yoshivas, going to see the field. Let's draft Noel first. Another Houston player, why not? Jacoby Brissett. Wow, at 214, Jacoby Brissett. That feels like a good chance to take. He played well last year, even though he didn't win a single game. Yeah, I'll take Christian Kirk. Don't expect him to be on Houston. Then we'll end off with one more receiver. So our team is looking like Jared Goff, Tyler Shugg, CJ Stroud as our quarterbacks. Running backs, we have Jahmyr Gibbs, Blake Corum, Woody Marks, Katrin Allen, Nicholas Singleton, and Brian Robinson. At receiver, we have Nico Collins, Emeka Egbuka, Terry McLaurin, Parker Washington, Ricky Pearsall, Torrey Horton, Jalen Noel, Christian Kirk. We're going to draft one more. And at tight end, we have Brock Bowers and Juwan Johnson. Feels fine. Yeah, for receiver, kind of just want someone that's going to see the field. There's a lot of like fine options. Like Andre Yoshifas isn't that sexy, but Joe Burrow likes him. Matt Collins is kind of just going to have some big games, I'm sure. I would expect him to be back in the Patriots. Like he's just vibes for the Patriots. Matt Collins is a fun 20th round pick, honestly. I haven't drafted him yet, but it feels fun. And I think I'm going to end it after this draft. Jackson Hawes. Dude, why? Why? You don't need to get that unique, man. Like, chances are Dawson Knox will get cut because he is expensive for his talent. You know what? Never know. You never know. Dalton Kincaid gets injured, but even injury upside for tight end isn't the best. Final team: Jared Goff, Tyler Shugg, CJ Stroud, Jahmyr Gibbs, Blake Corum, Woody Marks, Katrin Allen, Nicholas Singleton, Brian Robinson, Nico Collins, Emeka Igbuka, Terry McLaurin, Parker Washington, Ricky Pearsall, Torrey Horton, Jalen Noel, Christian Kirk, Matt Collins, Brock Bowers, and Juwan Johnson. So we'll end it there. Thank you all so much. Appreciate you big time. I love you. Joy is beautiful. End stream.